Welcome to I'm Doing Well. This is my podcast. So, how about that 4th of July? Huh? Did, well, that was yesterday. At the time you're listening to this. If you listen to it the day it comes out. And also for me, full disclosure, right now it just turned 6:19 a.m. on July 5th. So, this is going to be up the day it was recorded. I mean, for being honest, that's how it usually is. But I haven't gotten to sleep yet. This is, I've seen the sun set. I've seen the sun rise. I saw it both flaccid and erect. And, I have not had slumber. I have not had any rest, any respite. We're going. Would no, I you can probably tell I need to sleep, but you're probably thinking, oh, Garb, well, why are you awake? This is already so just. What is the word? Unintelligible. This is just. I'm not like. So you're probably like, oh, Garb, July 4th, damn, you probably had you're so cool. You had because cool people have parties. You had a rager, didn't you? You partied. No, you want to know my last 24 hours or whatever? Sure. July 4th, it's on a Sunday. I went to sleep that Sunday at, I think 5 a.m. it was. Because from like midnight to 5 a.m., I was just watching a show that I've been watching called Silicon Valley. It's not a new show, but I've finally gotten around to watching it, and it's really good. And so I watched that from midnight to 5, went to sleep, woke up at, what was it, 1 p.m., laid in bed, was on my phone for probably an hour or something stupid. And then I got out of bed. I think I watched more Silicon Valley. I then went over, realized, no, I still haven't done dishes for like 4 days. Came back to my room, watched more Silicon Valley. Then I think I brushed my teeth. And then I changed. I put on a different shirt. And then I went in my car, and at 4:20 p.m., I handed my credit card to the person in the Jack in the Box drive-thru window, and he handed me a jumbo platter with sausage and a large iced mocha. I then came back to my apartment, consumed the food. This puts us at about 5 p.m. I then got the Trader Joe's bag that I owned and walked to a local shop where I purchased a myriad of materials, but among them was $36 worth of Pokemon cards. Sorry, $46 worth of Pokemon cards and a bunch of snacks. I then walked back with my Trader Joe's bag full of merchandise, opened half of the Pokemon cards, watched another episode of Silicon Valley, then got in my car, drove on to campus, went on a walk for a few hours, then thought about, on my walk, I walk around campus, I came across the Segundo marketplace. If you guys go to Davis, or you're familiar with Davis, then you're familiar with what I'm talking about. But every living resident area has a marketplace, and one of the resident areas, Segundo, has a market. And I looked inside the market, and I guess I'll put pictures here. It's so empty. It's so sad. But this market reminded me of ice cream sandwiches. Where they have cookies on both sides. So I really got a hankering for an ice cream sandwich made of cookies. So I decided, on the last bend of my walk, hey, you know what? I'm going to get that. And you know what place probably has that? Rite Aid. So I went to Rite Aid and I looked for these, ice cream sandwiches. I couldn't find the ones I wanted, but they had something very close. They had what I wanted in mini form. They had these. So I bought these. And then I also bought a DiGiorno's 4-cheese frozen pizza. And then I then drove back to my apartment, talked to my mom on the phone for 2 hours, spent about, the better amount of probably 30 minutes trying to warm up that pizza, conceded on the endeavor, consumed the entire pizza while watching more Silicon Valley, ate 3 mini ice cream sandwiches, watched more Silicon Valley. I then brushed my teeth, did the dishes, trimmed my fingernails, showered, read for about an hour, and now I'm here. So yeah. I haven't been up till, since 1 p.m. So really, this isn't that bad. Actually, no, it's pretty bad. Because if I do the math correctly, boom, 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 in 6.5 hours, it'll be 24 hours since I woke up. Which means I've been awake for 17.5 hours. And that's not what's supposed to happen, right? Because if you get 8 hours of sleep, that means you should only be awake for 16. So it should go 16-8, 16-8. So we've surpassed that. That's not good. So this is the product of such an endeavor. What a week, huh? No. Let's go through some just stupid 4th of July stuff. I was talking to my mom, like I said, I talked to her on the phone. We were talking about 4th of July, and she's in, my hometown. I'm in Davis. And she's like, so you hear any fireworks? And I was like, no, I haven't actually heard any. And she's like, oh, the neighbors are getting started. I was like, oh, tell me about it. Well, actually, that's a lie. See, I did hear one firework, but it wasn't on July 4th. It was on July 3rd. Because I went on a walk on July 3rd, Saturday, and I was near the Arboretum when I heard a loud boom from way deep. Not towards the school, but the other way. And I was like, oh, getting started a day early, are we? And then I thought about it more, and I thought, oh, hey, you know what? There's not really houses over that way. In fact, no one lives over there. It's just more forest area. I think someone got shot. But festivities, am I right? So I was talking to my mom. I was like, yeah, I haven't really heard any fireworks here. And she's like, oh, neighbors are getting started. And then I started talking about, so I started thinking, and then I started talking about, like, what a weird ordeal. Like, fireworks? Blowing stuff up? I tried to work it out with my mom on the phone, like, what is it? Like, why do we like this? But it goes back to that, like, that primal thing, right? Or whatever that, like, thing in humans is, why we like fire. I don't know about you, but anytime, like, I did Boy Scouts growing up, and anytime there was a fire to be made, to be had, I always wanted to be like, igniting that. I'm a big fire guy. And I've always heard that, fire is this like thing that people like. And so do fireworks fall into that same category? Is there something fascinating about seeing a controlled explosion? And then I asked my mom, I'm like, do you think other parts of the world find us weird? And then she presented me with some examples of like, oh, well, this country does this for this festival. I was like, oh, yeah, huh. That's interesting. But I was like, even still, like, it's weird, right? Like, to think of who started this. Like, even stuff like, I started thinking about the origin. Like, where did fireworks start from? But there's like this, like, why, for ceremonial purposes, do we like blow stuff up? Or like, just like light stuff on fire and then it makes a noise. And it got me thinking about, when people do like the N number salute, I'll just pick a random number, like 9. I don't know if that's true, but like the 9-shot salute, if someone like dies or something, they a bunch of people line up and then they shoot into the sky. Who who proposed that? Who brought that to the board meeting? And can you imagine like the first time they did it? They're like, okay, voice crack, okay, aim. And there's one like skeptic in the group. He's like, we just like point at the sky, and they're like, yep, just point at the sky. He's like, okay, ready, fire. And he's like, okay, we just shoot. And they're like, yep, just shoot, man. We've all shot. Just shoot. And he shoots, and he's like, okay. I mean, we all took physics, right? That bullet's gonna land. That There's a grocery store right across the street. Why do we do that? No, I mean they don't probably actually fire a bullet, right? It's just a shot without a round or whatever the nomenclature of it is. But why do we do that? Why do we like fireworks? What is that? It's such a like it's weird. Don't we talk about like waste all the time? But like 4th of July, the whole thing is just to make as much waste as possible. Now this is okay. This isn't an attack on nationalism or patriotism, hoorah and all. But like logistically, I feel like we're creating a lot of waste. Like, have you guys ever bought one of those like big boxes for 4th of July? A lot of plastic, a lot of paper. I feel like I get okay. It's once a year. It's not that bad, but if you think about it, I mean that's the same logic they use for the purge. They're like, it's only once a year. We get it out of our system and whatever. But it's like you're ending people's lives, man. Did I just equate, opening a plastic paper wrapping to ending someone's life? Sure. Yeah, I can see where my logic jumped. But still, I think I have a point. You can't rule me out of this conversation because I've connected apples and oranges. I'm bringing innovative technology and mindsets to the table that you can't deny are unorthodox and honestly groundbreaking. Who's doing it like me? No one. That says more about me than other people, really, if you think about it. In a bad way. So yeah, how about that 4th of July? Am I right? Classic humor, Someone looking at a holiday and being like, why do we do the things we do? Okay, dude, you're not, yeah. If you look at every holiday is so weird. Like so much about every holiday doesn't make sense. See, this is really funny because naturally you would expect me to now list a bunch of holidays and like tear into them and be like, damn, Halloween, trick or treat, like what's the deal with that? But it's the funniest thing to me is just not touching it. Like setting up this premise, this launch pad of a thing I could do, and then just not doing it. It's it's like taking a, perfect student that's so like bright in elementary school, and it's like, wow, he's going to have a really great middle school, high school career the rest of his life. He's such a gifted kid. And the funniest thing is when they're just not. When they have a very clear launch pad of success, and then you're like, nope. They become see. I was gonna make a joke that's a reference to my new video, but the video's not out yet. There'll be a video out later this week, and I'll make the joke, and then it'll make sense when the video comes out. But they have so much potential, and then they become a business major. It's or worse, a civil engineer. You'll see. New video this week, and you'll see why I made that joke. It's what I've been thinking about. Actually, I recorded that video like days ago. I don't know why I'm still thinking about it. Oh, you know why? Because I've been editing it, and it's been like the thing on my mind. That's the thing. The editing, when you edit a video, that's what like solidifies it in your mind, because you just watch the same thing over and over. And then that's why I'm sure I've talked about this, but that's why like I don't find any of my videos funny, because I even at the time I've explained this premise or this thing so many times to people, but even at the time I make the joke, I don't even know if I find a lot of my jokes funny. But even then, through the editing process, even if a joke was funny, it's now I'm like, dude, I'm sick of you. And so yeah, that's why I say every time a video comes out, like, I don't like it, because it's been ruined for me. I've watched it just tens of times, maybe even over 100 times, and so to me it's like lost its effect. Whatever effect it has, it's lost it, because yeah, it's tough though, because you can't let that like dictate your decisions too much on how you edit it. But I do, because then I spend a week doing just an insane amount of editing that probably doesn't even matter. I've been awake for what did I say, 17 and a half hours? It's bad news. Bad news bears. Bad news bears. There's something there. There's something there. You know what? I'm gonna refer to my phone. I hope that's cool. I hope you're cool with that. I have a couple notes, and honestly, I don't know what to talk about, and I don't want to have another existential crisis, which actually people were very receptive of. Is that the word here? I don't know. You guys were really. I'm terrible with emotions, so I'll say it in the most fucking. And I cursed. Okay, I'll say it. I'll say it in the most Gauruv way possible. It was really cool of you, or like thank you for being so cool about the last episode. I got messages from people. It was very, very nice. I haven't responded to you guys. I'm sorry. I will. It's been a weird week. If you messaged me, I don't think I if you messaged me, just know I appreciate your response very much, and I have read it. I don't think I knew what to say in the moment. Okay. Let's go to my notes. Okay, so I went on a walk today, and Davis has these temporary classrooms here. Okay. I took some pictures. I'll put it here. I don't like editing this too much. So just here's a picture just as a reference. This is the temporary classroom I'm talking about. Okay, for reference. Now we can put it away. Perfect. Okay, cool. All this editing, man, so tough. But that temporary classroom, why is it the temporary like if you look at a temporary classroom like the one I just had on the screen, They look very difficult to move. And that seems kind of like, what is it, paradoxical? Or like that seems very oxymoron-ish. No, that's not right. I don't know. It seems very, what is the word? It seems very counterintuitive. Is that the word? It seems very opposite day-ish. I'm gonna get this. Maybe I already said it. It seems very ironic. No, that's not it. It's like when something is, but it's not. Not juxtaposition. It's it's contradictory. That's what it is. I think that's the word I'm looking for. It's very contradictory. No, doesn't sound right. But I think that's what I was searching for. I don't think it was the right decision. But these things are advertised or like listed as temporary classrooms or, portables, as you probably know, growing up. But like the ones in the picture I showed you, it's like in the ground. And it's weird because they have this, when you hear the word, temporary classroom, it's like, oh, temporary. So you can probably just move that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? But no, it looks very hard. Like I feel like it would be like a whole ordeal to move such a unit, but they list them as temporary classrooms. Like it's just this, you could dispose of one in such a perfunctory way, but it's a full building. What do you? It is a fully fleshed out room with a ramp, and the ramp's like made of cement. I'm like, how did you? Which came first, the classroom or the cement ramp? It's the old chicken and the egg. So I don't know. Just listing it as temporary classroom just made it feel like, yeah, sure, but I feel like we're crossing into a new name. I feel like there's something there. Like there's some kind of naming convention that maybe we haven't tapped into yet that I think we should really get into. Because I think you're using the term temporary classroom a little too loosely. I feel like we're really double dipping. We're overstepping our boundaries with such a phrase. And I don't think it's right. I'm one that wants to see goodness and pureness in the world. And I just think by, double dipping something like this, it's not contributing to the greater good. Honestly, I think our doomsday clock just ticked a little more because I made this observation. Because it's contradictory, and if we live in a contradictory world, then, what's next? Parades with contrabands performing? Ooh, and then you got contraband. Oh, is this a play on words? Is this social commentary? What is he talking about? Nothing. When has he ever talked about anything? It's weird. I've been more tired on other podcasts I've recorded. But this one I feel just very no, I know exactly why I'm out of it. It's been to say it shortly, it's been a week. And so I know my mind's that's the thing. I know my mind's not in the right place. But I'm trying to keep it light, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I'm probably not even that tired. I think there's a lot on my mind. So yeah, let's just keep referring to things so I stay on track. Um, oh, okay, this is interesting. I drank. No, it's not. No, don't. Why would I? I just want you to know. I'm going to tell you what I'm about to say. That could be said about anything anyone's ever said, but I'll tell you what I'm about to say real quick. But just know, I prefaced this by saying, "Oh, this is interesting." Just know that. This is what I was about to say. I drank a cool blue Gatorade earlier this week, and I shook it before I drank it. I prefaced that with, "Oh, this is really interesting. Oh, this is pretty interesting." I I prefaced me drinking a cool blue Gatorade with the tagline of interesting. Where do I get off? Where do I can I just take a second to say excuse me for thinking that me drinking a cool blue Gatorade was interesting in any shape of the what? Where do I get off using the I word? You know, throwing it around like that? Ugh, disgusting. But I noticed something weird. I almost said interesting. What a slip up that would have been. I noticed something. Um, it's not. It's like a subset of Pavlovian. You know Pavlov. Yeah, like you hear the ding, and then the animal knows it's time to do a certain thing. It's like the same. It's the same kind of thing like that. Not really, but it's this like instinctual thing that I do. I notice. Is it an idiosyncrasy? Is that what I'm thinking? Maybe it's that. I notice an idiosyncrasy about myself. Anytime a liquid is colored, I have to shake it before consuming it. Like I drink no pulp orange juice, but I still shake it before I pour it. Like what? What? And then yeah, before I drank this cool blue Gatorade. First of all, I don't know what's in Gatorade, but Gatorade is just like there's nothing to like mix. It's just a flat. It's just Gatorade. What is it? It's just it's just Gatorade. So what am I shaking it for? It's but then I observed I did that, and then I tried to break it down. I said, wait, did I just shake a Gatorade? What am I doing? And then I realized, oh, I think any colored liquid I shake just out of habit, out of instinct. Yeah, but it's a colored liquid. Like milk, I'm not gonna shake milk. I'm not gonna shake water. But orange juice, blue Gatorade, a green juice. Green juice makes sense. You know, you gotta mesh everything. But Gatorade? What am I thinking? So yeah, that's something I noticed. There's nothing really to build off of that. I just wanted to tell you I observed that anytime I drink a colored drink, I shake it. I shake it real good. Dun 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 dun. Is that a song? It has to be, right? There's no way I just made that up. No, that's something. I don't know. That's something else. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go to the list again. Yep. Oh, here's a fun one. I gotta stop qualifying my stories before I tell them. Here's a story. It's not fun. It's not interesting. It's just a story. I went to In-N-Out earlier this week, and yes, my life is still not interesting. So all my stories revolve around going to stores and drive-throughs. I'm aware of this. This is clear to me. I hope it's not clear to you. I hope I'm still keeping up the ruse that I'm an interesting person. But I went to an In-N-Out drive-through because I don't know. I guess Jack in the Box was closed, so I went to the only other option, Davis. I went to the In-N-Out drive-through, and In-N-Out is now open. Like you can sit inside In-N-Out. They have indoor seating. And so I was observing people walking into the In-N-Out. It wasn't like I was going out of my way to observe them. I don't want to act like I'm a creep here. You know, I was just, they passed by and, you know, I got to look out my window to know when I pull forward. So I'm not the weirdo here. You know, I'm just doing my job as a dutiful a dutiful driver. If you say dutiful driver, does that mean they need a diaper or they're just very cognizant of their surroundings? I don't know. in any case, they need an air freshener there. You know, one of the little pine trees. But I saw this guy walk in there and he had basketball shoes on, like as casual wear. And I was like, oh, I don't, I'm not going to, I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but the gentleman doesn't look like he plays basketball very much. He does look like he watches basketball and he tells everyone what the demigods of athletes are doing wrong and how he could do it better, but it doesn't look like he ever has stepped foot on the court. You know what I'm saying? But he has the attire. Like he had the basketball shorts, he had the basketball shoes, but then, like a Hawaiian shirt. So it's like, um, yeah. But this reminded me of a guy I went to school with um, in high school, and he also just wore basketball shoes casually all the time. He always wore LeBrons. He had so many pairs of LeBrons, but he doesn't play basketball. Now I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. I'm just making an observation. I'm not no judgment. Um, it just it's weird to me to wear basketball shoes casually. Like it's weird because so naturally you would want to look at other sports too and be like, well, would it be weird if they wore that sports shoe? And so let's take for example soccer. Well, soccer is cleats, and so is football, and so is baseball. They wear cleats. Even golf, I think it's cleats, right? No, golf I'm not too sure about. Actually, don't quote me on golf, but football, baseball, and soccer, people wear cleats. And I'm like, okay, so of course no one would casually wear cleats. And so that's a tough comparison. But okay, so maybe sports like running, people wear running shoes casually. Like I think the shoes I wear casually are running shoes probably, or like some derivative or subset of running shoes. Like they could act as running shoes, I think. Probably not in their current condition, but if they're fresh out the box, if they were Genesis grade, straight off the bang, straight off the conception. What? Did you just give birth to shoes? What's going on? But there's something so weird to me about like people wearing basketball shoes casually. That's always been like weird to me. And this guy I went to high school with, I actually ended up getting to be on a basketball team with him. I said he doesn't play basketball. Well, we like started a basketball team for fun, and he was on it. And love the guy. you know, love it. This is when someone says no offense, yeah, get ready to be offended. Love the guy. But now I'm gonna give you his jump shot is broke as shit. His every time he would shoot the ball, I legitimately like cringed, like because it looked like he was dislocating his shoulder. It hurt to watch. It it hurt to watch because I thought he was in pain. He went up and I was like, oh my god, doesn't matter how he comes down, something's gone awry. But then he would swish. He would make the ball. It would swish. He would make his shots. And I think that was one of the things in my life that that's one of those moments in my life where I took a lesson away. That just because it worked doesn't mean it works. Like sure the ball would go in sometimes. So technically it worked, but that doesn't mean it works. Okay? Don't. But then everything in school has taught me the complete opposite. You just have to get your lab to work once, and then it's fine. You just have to get it to work. It doesn't need to work. It just has to work. It doesn't have to works. It just had to have worked. It doesn't need to work. It just had to have worked. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so why did I bring this up? Because I'd say it's time to put a stop to these people. Remember, I came into this being like, I'm not judging. You can do whatever you want. Well, now here's my spin. Get this down, journalist. If you wear basketball shoes and you're not within 50 yards of a basketball court, well, damn. I have like a punchline for this, but it's like really, it's probably offensive, so I can't say it. Let's come up with a better one. Um, if you're wearing basketball shoes and you're not within 50 yards of basketball court, um, well, you better be that nice guy that goes and chases the ball after it rolls away from the court. Even though if a ball rolled away 50 yards from a court, where are you playing? Why is there that much runaway room? That's incredible. That's a very big open area you're playing at. I wonder if my notes have anything else. I what else did I have down? Um wow, I don't really have any. I mean, I have stuff from last week. Okay, here, sure. Sure, let's do this one because I have nothing. This is stupid. Sure. Okay. You want to hear what I wrote down? I wrote down trying on a mask slash hat slash helmet at a store. Now, post, COVID, I guess this is more of a thing on people's mind. But even pre COVID, like my entire life, I've never felt comfortable going to like, the tech section of Target or whatever. Best Buy? I don't know. Probably should have picked a tech um, business, not Target. Why did I think, oh, I'm gonna try out a headset, and the first thing I thought of was Target. Well, because Target has such a nice display, like I always think about this Target we would go to. Like you enter, you take a right, and boom, you can see the whole display. It's beautiful. Now they've remodeled, and it's like all the way in the back, and it's like, really, guys, if you're gonna advertise for tech people, why are you making them do the most exercise? This is so counterintuitive, you know? It's so, dare I say it, contradictory. But anytime they would have displays of something you put on your head, I've never felt comfortable. I'm like, ew. Like, how many people have put that on their head? And like, I don't know the stats of this, but like, people have lice, right? So what? I don't know how lice works, but if I put on those beats, I'm 100% in lice. So I would never do that. And it makes me wonder, how do people shop for like bike helmets? This is how you shop for bike helmets. You got to find one that has like 7 available, and then you try on one from the back, and then you put that one away, and then you buy one that hasn't been touched from the back, which honestly could have been the one you tried on. And that's probably a better idea, because if you try it on and it fits, well, then that's great. You have proof of concept. It works. That's the one. It's a real case study. Just buy that one. No one's touched it. So yeah, that's what I would do. I would find a helmet that is abundant, plentiful. The resources are there. And I would go in the back and, attach and adorn your dome with such protection. A contraceptive measure. No. Imagine someone thinking a bike helmet is contraception. Depending on the helmet, it might be, actually. What a stupid joke. But yeah, I don't know why I wrote that down. I think I saw someone try something. I was like, oh, God, whoa, hey, chill out, chill out. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. Okay, just don't make me put on a random helmet from a store in public. And I mean, just think about also people, like, how many people do you think are clean, right? I don't know. And like, I know hair gets pretty oily for some people quick. And I don't know how often people shower. And if they do shower, do they clean their hair? So, those oils, those non essential oils, they're up there, camping out. And so when they suit up, uh, I'm I'm sure there's a transfer of energy going on. Yeah, I don't know. There's people that do it so quick. I don't know. I'm also one of the things I like really pride myself on is like being clean. Like cleanliness is a very big like, let's say for some stupid reason people have pillars of who they are. One of my pillars would have to be cleanliness. Like I'm always, if I see like dirt in your fingernail, I'm like I can't do it. I there's I have to get out of there. I'm obviously exaggerating, but I know if there's dirt in the fingernails, I notice. I 100% notice. It's like it's one of my things. It's um that's why like it bothers me so much when, I make a video like 4 years ago and the entire time I'm talking there's a little speck on my left nostril. It's that, and then having to edit that, listening to my voice, listening to me try to make jokes, and then also seeing that little speck when I care so much about like being clean. It's all these things, but tear me apart from the inside out. Or I guess actually from the outside in. What a great, you know, episode this was. We still have about 2 minutes here to wrap it up, but I want to say thank you so much for the support on the last podcast. It means a lot. I hope you had a great 4th of July. You probably can't top mine, which is okay, I'm better. It's cool. I, I did nothing. Um, but enjoy, if you're listening to this, day it comes out, and I hope you enjoy or enjoyed if you're listening to this at the end of the day or later in the week or farther in the future. I hope you enjoyed July 5th, 2021. That was great. Right? I mean, yeah. I hope, okay. I said 2021 and a part of my head was like, wait, are we there yet? I thought we were still in 2021. I mean, the ocean's on fire. We might as well be. Oh my God. And also it's July. Guys, we're halfway through 2021. I'm sorry. I know I had an existential crisis last week, but oh my God, I think you're not going to see the next hour of me, because this episode ends in less than a minute, but oh no, I think I just triggered another spiraling sesh with the boys, except the boys are just me. It's just me spiraling with myself. That's what spiraling is. Now you can spiral with other people. Then you're in a tornado. But yeah, happy halfway mark of 2021. Thank you so much for the support. And I will never be able to snap with my left hand, but I will talk at you damn it. I will talk at you next week and expect a video later this week on the main channel. Awesome. Still can't. Never will be able to. I don't know. It's just like, a little bit there, a little bit, but not as much as that. Okay. Talk at you next week. Bye.